Hi guys, and welcome to day 10 of our 12 Days of Pilates Challenge. Today we are using the Theraband. I'm using my red one. It came in a pack of green and yellow, and I liked the red. This one, I know I've said that you can do the routine without props. You can still do the movements, imagining you have some resistance if you want to put some type of wrist weights on. If you have like little handheld 1 pound, 2 pound weights, you can use those because it is definitely working some of the upper body. But yeah, Therabands are great, and we'll be using this one. So we're going to start by, we're going to just fold it in half and place it in front of our mat here. We're just going to start by reaching our arms up, letting the ribs raise, doing a little wiggle. Just take a second to get grounded. Let's relax the shoulders. Another big inhale. As we exhale, we're slowly going to curl the head forward. Roll the neck and shoulders. And I want you to imagine someone is pulling backwards on your hips. Let's just hang here for a second without letting that pelvis move. Let's just practice letting our arms and head be completely dead weight. And let that pelvis roll over the femur and slowly drop that body down. Again, our arms and head are just hanging here, just complete dead weight. Take a big breath, and as you exhale, maybe deepening down even further. It's all right if your legs aren't straight. Now let's let that tailbone start to get really heavy and begin to pull our spine back up. We are restacking our spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, very slow. Shoulder blades come up, and then our neck, and finally our gaze. Let's swoop those arms up. Exhale and roll the head, neck and shoulders, letting that spine peel down as if someone is pulling back on your hips. You can't go any further. Let the pelvis roll forward. Let's hang here like dead weight. Let's go ahead and grab that band so we're not holding it at the very end. Then let's get resituated here, back in that dead weight. And let that tailbone start to pull your spine back up, staying relaxed in our shoulders, tucking that tailbone under. Each vertebrae slides into place. And finally, our gaze is back up. Let's take our hands up. We're gonna have a nice little pull here. We're gonna circle around, and even though our hands come kind of close together, we keep that resistance. We want to make sure that there's always at least a little bit of retention, a little bit of tension, not retention, in our band. Starting to warm up those shoulders. It's more of their shoulder mobility. Now let's hold it here at the top. We're just going to shrug our shoulders, keeping that tension. And we're gonna come down into a goalpost, let it hit the top of your head, and come back up. Really feel it in your shoulders and your shoulder blades coming together as you pull down. Last one here. Back up. Now let's bring our arms down. We're going to pull our shoulders and come across our chest. Come back out and pull. So we're opening up our chest, our arms go slightly past our trunk. We're going to hold it here. We're going to tap our chest, keeping that resistance. Feeling those shoulder blades come together. Two more. Definitely shaking, already sweating. Let's go back up. Let's slowly come onto one side, focusing on keeping our hips straight. So imagine someone is pressing on your hips the opposite way we're bending, feeling that stretch in our ribs. All right, we're gonna come to the edge of our mat, still holding on to our band. Go ahead and wiggle your fingers if you need. I'm gonna do another standing roll down. Just go ahead and curl that head, neck, and shoulders. Keeping that pelvis upright so you can't hold it any longer. Coming all the way down, hanging here. Our dead weight, and we are going to walk ourselves into a quadruped. Let's take a little cat-cow stretch. Inhaling and opening that chest. Exhale and tuck that tailbone. Drop your head. And then I have the band under my hand in between my thumb. I'm just gonna open, taking our gaze with us. Alternating, just opening that chest, getting some nice rotation. And let's go ahead and come to a seated position here. The band is still folded in half. We're going to place it, the balls of our feet, get a nice grip on it. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. Think of a nice open chest here, have those feet nice and flexed. We're just gonna start by leaning back, we're hinging, and we're gonna pull towards our ribs. We're gonna come back up. So we're hinging back, and we pull to our ribs, and come back up. Let's hinge, pull, let's stay here for a second. pulling straight to our ribs. We're staying nice and open in that chest, tapping into our core. Now we're going to stay with it nice and pulled here. We're going to come up into our teaser. It's going to take some balance. Nice and lifted through that chest. Work on some dorsiflexion here. And go ahead and release. We're going to do some pulls here, so we're going to continue to pull towards those ribs. Sitting nice and tall. Imagine that there's a string at the top of your head, lengthening that spine. I want to think about drawing those shoulder blades together as we come back. Let's go ahead and remove the band from our right foot. We're going to do something similar to what we did yesterday with the magic circle, making sure you have a nice grip here. We're just going to tilt that pelvis back and start to unwind, pulling this leg with us all the way up. We're going to keep our elbows firmly on the mat here, feeling that stretch. And keeping those elbows on the mat, we're going to let that leg drop to the side. Let it just kind of hang there. And come back to the center. And we're going to curl our head, neck, and chest up. Coming back to a seated position. Up nice and tall. Switch. And come to the other side here. I'm just going to tip that pelvis. Start to unwind. Bringing our elbows to the mat. Hanging out here for a second. And we're letting that leg drop, maintaining our elbows to the mat. If your leg is heavy like mine, you're going to feel it. This is a real test of grip strength. Bring it back to center. Just take a nice deep breath here. Let's curl, dropping that leg. And back up to a nice seated position. Take the band off of our feet. We're going to have our feet spread about hip width apart. We're going to stretch on up. Take a nice inhale. As we exhale, we're going to slowly twist. Back to center. Let that pelvis tip and slowly unwind, melting down vertebrae by vertebrae. We're going to go ahead and come into a roll up. So take a nice deep inhale. As we exhale, curling up just like our standing roll down. We're going to come into a nice tall position here. Let's do another spine stretch or spine twist, excuse me. Taking that gaze with us. Come back to center. We're going to curl into our spine stretch up and over the beach ball as we have used. Place that band back around your feet here. Restack that spine. Now I'm going to have a rotational pull. So we're going to pull, let me fix this. We're going to pull one side, so I'm pulling on my right side and taking my gaze with me, and I'm letting that left hand go forward. Back to center. We're staying nice and tall, and our gaze is coming with us as we rotate. Go ahead and crawl forward. Move the band. Deepen that spine stretch. Restack our spine, sitting nice and tall. Bring it up. Back to center. Tilt that pelvis and unwind. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, coming up. Sitting nice and tall. Curling into that spine stretch, up and over the beach ball. Placing that band around the balls of our feet here. Maybe. Restacking that spine nice and tall. Having issues with one side. That is the thing about the Theraband, they can be a little awkward. So nice and tall. I'm going to do our rotational pull here, again taking that gaze with us. And back into that spine stretch. Moving the band, restacking that spine. Final spine twist. Let's take our feet the width of the mat here. Nice and tall. Really pulling on that band. One more time each way. All right, let's go ahead and toss the band to the side. Let's lay back. Place our hands out to the side. Bring the insides of our feet together, making sure that our shoulder blades stay heavy on the mat. We're going to drop our legs to the left side, letting that right foot come up. Take a nice breath here. Really feeling if you're holding any tension anywhere, releasing it. If it's in your shoulders, if it's in your hips. Inhale to come back up, and exhale back over to the other side. Inhale back to center. Go ahead and help yourself up. We're going to come into a little Z-sit or the mermaid. So we're going to start sitting nice and tall on our sits bones. If you need to tuck a pillow or something underneath, if both cheeks don't touch or it's not comfortable for you, please do so. We're just going to do a little rotation here. Opening that chest, taking your gaze with us. The other side. And then place one arm on the mat, one arm over. Push your hips up. Not forgetting to focus on that rib stretch that's happening, thinking of our rib cage fanning open like one of those paper fans. We can get distracted with the stretch happening in our hips and forget about the ribs. Sit down and come into the middle. Switch sides. A rotational stretch. We'll rotate here. Place one arm down, push ourselves up. Fanning those ribs open. Coming back to the center. And that completes our day 10 Theraband routine. A lot of rotation there. I hope that felt nice. Grips, that's going to be feeling that one tomorrow. A lot of upper body. It is nice that Theraband, you can do a lot of regular exercises, but it adds quite a bit more intensity for the arms, so that's always nice and fun. Tomorrow is day 11 and it is shoulder mobility. I am pretty sure there's only 2 days left, so I should know this. But yes, it is shoulder mobility. I hope today got those shoulders nice and warmed up. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.